Hello everyone, in this video I'm planning to show you a couple of cards that have really improved my win rate. And they are cards like Cremate. For 1 black mana, exile target card from a graveyard, then draw a card. This is a cantrip, and it's an instant speed, and I can do this against a combo deck that is trying to win with a certain combo from the grave, like reoccurring Laboratory Maniac. I can use this against Life from the Loam, or any other sort of stuff. But if I'm not having any opponent playing any sort of grave deck, I can just cast this for 1 black mana to draw a new card and cycle through my own deck. And Hello Moonlight is a really interesting card. It's also instant speed, draw a card, but until end of turn, if a creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. Pretty identical to Containment Priest, with one difference. Hallowed Moonlight affects tokens, which means for 1 turn, and only 1 turn though, it will stop Kiki-Jiki from killing everyone. And that's huge. But if you're not up against anything that's currently doing this, like a Toothing Nail, you can just cast this out of the open in an end turn, just to cycle through your deck. Shadow Doubt actually has a lot of targets in Commander. Everyone is playing Vampiric Tutor or Demonic Tutor, and everyone is playing fetch lands. So you're always going to affect an opponent by casting this, and the drawback isn't there because you're drawing a card. Smash. It's 3 mana, but you're destroying artifact, in instant speed, and drawing a card, and you can do this. It's very reasonable to play, I think, if you're up against a lot of Aetherflux Reservoirs or Paradox Engine decks. It costs a lot, but it's okay. And sometimes you really need to play this sort of cards if you're lacking interactions. And drawing a card, I think, is really good because it doesn't set you back. Nihil Spellbomb, don't need to say much about this card. It's the same thing as the other stuff. Just 1 mana, exile a card, all cards from a target player's graveyard, and then 1 more black mana, draw a card. Rending Wains. You can destroy an artifact or enchantment with this, but also draw a card. It's 3 mana, so it's quite up there in the expensive list, but I think it's okay. It helped me a lot. And finally, Remand. Counter target spell. It bounces the card back to its owner's hand, which isn't great, but it's only 2 mana, and it's only 1 blue mana, and you still get a new card. But remember, if you're countering Doomsday with this, the Doomsday will go back to the opponent's hand, and every other player will know this, which means that the other players will prepare for the Doomsday, which means that maybe one of your opponents will have to do something, and that will slow him down too. So it kind of works a little bit as a politic thing, like, okay guys, I actually remanded the Doomsday, can you do something about it next turn? And the difference between these sort of cards compared to a Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt is great in 1v1, but casting Lightning Bolt to interrupt with an opponent in Commander isn't really optimal because you're going back a card. In fact, it's card inefficient, and your other opponent is gonna be okay because, okay, there's 2 guys duking it out and not really progressing anything. The Lightning Bolt just loses you a card. But all these guys I've shown you now, like Cremate, Hollow Moonlight, Smash, they cantrip. They progress your board. You're getting through your deck and finding your own cards that you need to combo off with. And I think that's great. And it is, to put it simple, these are cards that interact with my opponent in various good ways, but doesn't slow me down. And I'm actually looking at more and more of these kinds of cards to put in the deck because it makes my deck more flowy and more fast, and still having options against my opponents. Alright, have a great day!